Welcome to Japan, a land where ancient traditions and cutting-edge technology exist in perfect harmony, where misty mountain temples stand in the shadow of neon-lit skyscrapers, and where the changing seasons are celebrated with a reverence that borders on spiritual devotion. This is a country that has captivated the imagination of travelers for centuries, a place where cherry blossoms drift like pink snow through centuries-old gardens, where bullet trains whisk you between cities at impossible speeds, where volcanic hot springs steam in mountain valleys, and where every detail of daily life, from the preparation of tea to the arrangement of flowers, can be elevated to an art form. Japan stretches across an archipelago of nearly 7,000 islands, though the four main islands of Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku contain the vast majority of the population and the most famous destinations. From the tropical beaches of Okinawa in the south to the snow-covered wilderness of Hokkaido in the north, from the ancient capitals of Kyoto and Nara to the ultra-modern metropolis of Tokyo, Japan offers a diversity of experiences that few countries can match. The Japanese concept of omotenashi, wholehearted hospitality, ensures that visitors are welcomed with a warmth and attention to detail that makes every interaction memorable. If you're ready to explore the iconic snow-capped cone of Mount Fuji rising in perfect symmetry, 10,000 temples and shrines where history whispers through incense smoke, gardens designed with such precision that every stone and branch has meaning, bamboo forests that create corridors of living green light, ancient castles that survived centuries of warfare, and cities where tradition and innovation create something entirely unique. Click that subscribe button. It's completely free but means the world to us, and you'll join our community of travelers discovering the planet's most amazing places. Today we're embarking on an extraordinary journey through Japan's most spectacular destinations, exploring both the iconic landmarks that define the country's image and the hidden corners that reveal its soul. And I promise you, by the end of this journey, you'll understand why Japan captivates everyone who visits and leaves them longing to return. Mount Fuji stands as Japan's most iconic symbol, a perfectly symmetrical volcanic cone rising over 12,000 feet to dominate the landscape and the imagination of an entire nation. Known as Fujisan in Japanese, this active stratovolcano is more than just a mountain. It's a sacred site that has inspired artists, poets, and pilgrims for over 1,000 years. The mountain's almost impossibly perfect form, with its snow-capped peak and smooth slopes, has made it the subject of countless woodblock prints, most famously those by Hokusai and Hiroshima. And seeing Fuji in person, especially on one of the clear days when its entire form is visible, is a moment that takes your breath away. Mount Fuji last erupted in 1707, a massive explosion that covered Edo, modern Tokyo, in ash, and while it's been quiet since then, it remains an active volcano constantly monitored by scientists. The mountain is technically climbable during the official climbing season from early July to mid-September, when hundreds of thousands of people make the ascent, though it's a challenging hike taking anywhere from 5 to 10 hours to reach the summit depending on which of the four routes you take. The tradition is to start climbing in the afternoon, stay at one of the mountain huts partway up, and then continue before dawn to reach the summit for sunrise, an event called Goreiko that holds almost spiritual significance for many climbers. Watching the sun rise from the summit of Mount Fuji, looking down on clouds and lesser peaks, is described by those who have experienced it as one of the most moving moments of their lives. But you don't have to climb Fuji to appreciate its beauty. The Fuji Five Lakes region at the mountain's northern base offers spectacular views and numerous activities, with Lake Kawagachiko providing particularly famous viewpoints where Fuji's reflection doubles its beauty. The Shiredo Pagoda in spring, when surrounded by cherry blossoms with Mount Fuji in the background, creates one of the most photographed scenes in all of Japan. Hakone, a mountainous town known for its hot springs and art museums, offers another excellent vantage point for viewing Fuji, particularly from Lake Ashi, where pirate ships ferry tourists across the water with the mountain looming majestically in the distance. The bullet train between Tokyo and Osaka passes within view of Mount Fuji, and on clear days passengers crowd to the windows for photographs as they speed past at over 200 miles per hour. Kyoto served as Japan's imperial capital for over 1,000 years, and this history has left the city with an incredible concentration of temples, shrines, gardens, and traditional architecture that makes it Japan's cultural heart. The city somehow survived American bombing during World War II, spared specifically because of its cultural significance, and today it preserves 2,000 temples and shrines, 17 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and countless traditional wooden machiya townhouses and geisha districts. Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion, is perhaps Kyoto's most iconic site, a Zen temple whose top 2 floors are completely covered in gold leaf that gleams brilliantly against its reflection in the surrounding pond. The current structure is a reconstruction from 1955 after a troubled monk burned down the original in 1950, an incident immortalized in Yukio Mishima's novel The Temple of the Golden Pavilion, but this in no way diminishes its stunning beauty. The garden surrounding the pavilion is a masterpiece of design, with carefully placed stones, sculpted pines, and viewpoints calculated to show the temple in its most beautiful light. Fushimi Inari Shrine, with its thousands of vermilion torii gates creating tunneling pathways up the mountain, is one of the most visually striking and photographed locations in Japan. The gates were donated by individuals and businesses over centuries, each one inscribed with the donor's name and the date, and walking through these corridors of brilliant orange red while they curve and climb through the forest is a mesmerizing experience. The hike to the summit takes about 2 hours and passes numerous smaller shrines dedicated to Inari, the Shinto god of rice and prosperity, represented by fox statues that guard the shrines. Arashiyama, on the western outskirts of Kyoto, offers a completely different atmosphere with its famous bamboo grove, where towering bamboo stalks create walls of green that filter the light into an ethereal glow. The sound of bamboo creaking and rustling in the wind is hauntingly beautiful, and walking through this grove early in the morning before the crowds arrive feels like stepping into another world. The nearby Tenryuji Temple features one of Kyoto's finest gardens, designed in the 14th century and still maintaining its original layout of ponds, bridges, and carefully composed views. The Philosopher's Path, a stone path following a cherry tree-lined canal, is particularly spectacular during sakura season when the blossoms create a pink canopy overhead and fall like snow to carpet the ground. Kiyomizudera Temple, built on the side of a mountain with its main hall supported by massive wooden pillars, offers stunning views over Kyoto and is especially beautiful during cherry blossom season and autumn when the surrounding trees burst into color. The Jin district preserves Kyoto's geisha culture, and while spotting real geisha or maiko, apprentice geisha, requires patience and luck, walking the traditional streets of Hanamikoji at dusk as the lanterns are lit offers a glimpse of old Japan. The kaiseki ryori, traditional multi-course meals served in Kyoto, represent Japanese cuisine at its most refined, with each dish a work of art that reflects the season and philosophy of harmony with nature. Tokyo explodes with energy and innovation while simultaneously honoring traditions that stretch back centuries, creating a metropolis unlike any other on Earth, where you can visit an ancient shrine in the morning and experience the most advanced technology in the afternoon. This city of nearly 14 million people in the metropolitan core and over 38 million in the greater area is the world's most populous urban zone, yet it functions with an efficiency and cleanliness that seems almost impossible. The Shibuya crossing, often called the busiest pedestrian crossing in the world, exemplifies Tokyo's organized chaos, as up to 3,000 people cross the intersection simultaneously when the lights change, flowing around each other in a choreographed dance that somehow never results in collisions. The view from the Starbucks overlooking the crossing has become legendary, offering a bird's-eye perspective on this very Tokyo phenomenon. The Sensoji Temple in Asakusa is Tokyo's oldest temple, founded in the 7th century, and approaching it through the Nakamai's shopping street with its traditional stalls selling everything from snacks to souvenirs, maintains an atmosphere that connects modern visitors to centuries of pilgrims who walked this same path. The massive red lantern at the Kaminaraman Gate has become one of Tokyo's most recognized symbols. The Tokyo Skytree, completed in 2012 and standing over 2,000 feet tall, is the world's tallest tower and offers observation decks with views stretching 50 miles on clear days, allowing you to see Mount Fuji on the horizon. The Meiji Shrine, dedicated to Emperor Meiji and Empress Shokin, who presided over Japan's transformation into a modern state, sits in the middle of a vast forested park that seems impossible given Tokyo's density, and walking through the towering torii gates and along the gravel paths to the shrine creates a sense of peace and remove from the city surrounding it. Traditional Shinto weddings are often held here, and seeing a bride in full white ceremonial dress or a couple in traditional hakama and kimono adds to the sense of timeless tradition. Harajuku's Takeshita Street offers the complete opposite experience, a narrow pedestrian lane packed with teenagers, tourists, and shops selling the latest in youth fashion, from gothic Lolita styles to streetwear. Nearby Omotesando offers high-end international fashion in a tree-lined boulevard often compared to the Champs-Élysées. The Tsukuji Outer Market, while the famous tuna auctions have moved to the new Tiyasu Market, still offers an incredible array of fresh seafood, produce, and street food, and eating sushi for breakfast from one of the small restaurants where the fish was swimming hours earlier is a quintessential Tokyo experience. Akihabara, Electric Town, is paradise for anyone interested in electronics, anime, manga, or gaming, with multi-story buildings devoted entirely to these passions. The Robot Restaurant in Shinjuku offers a show so over-the-top and uniquely Japanese, with giant robots, lasers, dancers, and complete sensory overload, that it defies description and must be experienced. The traditional gardens like Rikujian and Koishikawa Korakuan offer peaceful retreats where the design principles of Japanese landscaping create scenes of profound beauty, and visiting during cherry blossom season or autumn colors adds another dimension to their appeal. Hiroshima carries the weight of history unlike almost any other city on Earth, as the first city ever to experience an atomic bomb attack on August 6, 1945, an event that killed over 70,000 people instantly and tens of thousands more from radiation effects in the following years. The Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park, built at Ground Zero where the bomb exploded, serves as a profound reminder of the horrors of nuclear warfare and a powerful call for peace. The Atomic Bomb Dome, the skeletal ruins of the former Hiroshima Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall, is the only structure that survived near the hypocenter, preserved exactly as it appeared after the blast as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and visceral symbol of destruction. The Peace Memorial Museum presents the events of that day through artifacts, photographs, and personal accounts that are difficult to view but essential to understanding the human cost of nuclear weapons. The Children's Peace Monument, inspired by Sadako Sasaki, who developed leukemia from bomb radiation and folded paper cranes hopping for recovery, is covered with thousands of origami cranes sent from around the world, a symbol of hope and peace. Yet Hiroshima today is a vibrant, modern city that has risen from devastation to become a center of culture and commerce, a testament to human resilience. The city's other major attraction is Miyajima Island, technically called Itsukushima, just a short ferry ride from the city and home to one of Japan's most iconic sites. The Itsukushima Shrine was built over water so that at high tide it appears to float, and its famous torii gate stands in the bay, creating a scene of such perfect beauty that it's been considered one of the 3 most scenic spots in Japan for centuries. Walking under the massive camphor wood gate at low tide, when the water recedes and reveals the bay floor, then returning at high tide when it appears to float on the water, offers two completely different perspectives on this magnificent structure. The island itself is home to friendly deer that wander freely through the town and trails, considered sacred messengers of the Shinto gods. The hike up Mount Misen, the island's highest peak, takes about 2 hours and rewards you with spectacular views over the Seto Inland Sea and surrounding islands. The cable car offers a less strenuous option to reach near the summit. Miyajima is also famous for its momoji manju, maple leaf-shaped cakes filled with sweet bean paste or other fillings, and grilled oysters served fresh from the bay. Nara, Japan's first permanent capital established in 710, offers a more compact and peaceful alternative to Kyoto, while still providing extraordinary temples and historical sites. The city's most famous residents are the over 1,200 sika deer that roam freely throughout Nara Park, considered sacred messengers of the gods in Shinto belief and designated as national treasures. These deer have learned to bow to visitors, especially when they want the special deer crackers sold throughout the park, and while they're generally gentle, they can become pushy when food is involved, sometimes nibbling on clothing or bags. Tadaijai Temple houses the Daibutsu, the Great Buddha, a bronze statue over 50 feet tall and weighing 500 tons, one of the largest bronze Buddha statues in the world. The statue sits inside the Daibutsu Den, the Great Buddha Hall, which is the largest wooden building in the world despite being a reconstruction, only 2/3 the size of the original that burned down centuries ago. Walking through the massive wooden doors and seeing the Buddha's serene face towering above creates a sense of awe that transcends religious belief. One of the hall's wooden pillars has a hole cut through it at the base, exactly the size of the Buddha's nostril, and tradition holds that anyone who can squeeze through the hole will achieve enlightenment, though it's quite narrow and mainly children and slender adults attempt it. Kasuga Taisha Shrine, founded in 768, features thousands of stone and bronze lanterns donated over centuries, creating a pathway of lanterns leading to the Vermilion Shrine buildings. Twice a year during special festivals, all the lanterns are lit simultaneously, transforming the shrine and forest into a magical landscape of flickering light. The walk through the forest to reach Kasuga Taisha, with moss-covered stone lanterns lining the path and deer wandering between ancient trees, is atmospheric and beautiful. Nara's temple and shrine concentration means you can visit multiple World Heritage sites in a single day of walking, and the more relaxed pace compared to Kyoto allows for deeper appreciation of each location. The traditional merchant streets near the park offer excellent opportunities to try kake no hazushi, sushi wrapped in persimmon leaves that Nara is famous for, and other local delicacies. Osaka, Japan's third largest city and often called the nation's kitchen due to its exceptional food culture, provides a grittier, more down-to-earth contrast to refined Kyoto and efficient Tokyo. Osakans are known throughout Japan for their humor, directness, and love of good food, and the city's energy is infectious and welcoming. Osaka Castle, originally built in the late 16th century by Toyotomi Hideyoshi and reconstructed in 1931 after being destroyed multiple times, stands as a magnificent symbol of power and ambition, with its imposing stone walls rising from moats and the elegant multi-tiered castle tower visible from across the city. While the interior is now a modern museum rather than authentic period rooms, the views from the top floor and the surrounding park, spectacular during cherry blossom season, make it a must-visit. Dotonbori, Osaka's entertainment district, is sensory overload in the best possible way, with enormous animated signs including the famous Glico Running Man and mechanized crab, bright neon reflecting off the canal, street performers, and countless restaurants and bars packed with people enjoying themselves. This is where you come to experience Kyuidior, eating until you drop. An Osaka philosophy about food. Takoyaki, octopus balls, were invented in Osaka, and every street corner seems to have a takoyaki stand with chefs expertly flipping the spherical snacks in specialized pans. Okonomiyaki, a savory pancake filled with cabbage, meat, seafood, and topped with sauce, mayonnaise, and bonito flakes, is another Osaka specialty, and watching it prepared on the griddle built into your table at an okonomiyaki restaurant is half the fun. Kyoramen Akiba Market, known as Osaka's Kitchen, offers incredible street food and fresh ingredients, from giant oysters grilled on the spot to exotic fruits and prepared dishes you won't find anywhere else. The market dates back to the Meiji period and maintains an authentic local atmosphere despite growing tourist popularity. Shinsekai, which means New World, is a retro district built in early 20th century with the Tsudankaku Tower at its center, designed to look like the Eiffel Tower sitting on top of the Arc de Triomphe. The area has a working-class, slightly seedy charm, and is famous for kushikatsu, deep-fried skewers of meat and vegetables served with sauce under the strict rule of no double-dipping. Universal Studios Japan, located in Osaka, includes the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Super Nintendo World, incredibly detailed themed areas that draw visitors from across Asia. Hakone, nestled in the mountains about 60 miles from Tokyo, has been Japan's premier hot spring resort area for centuries, offering volcanic landscapes, art museums, lake cruises, and of course numerous opportunities to soak in natural hot springs with views of Mount Fuji. The Hakone area sits within a massive volcanic caldera formed 40,000 years ago, and the volcanic activity continues today in the form of hot springs, steaming vents, and sulfurous fumaroles. The town is perfectly positioned for day trips from Tokyo, but rewards those who stay overnight in one of the traditional ryokan inns where you can experience authentic Japanese hospitality, sleep on futon mattresses laid on tatami mats, and soak in your own private onsen while gazing at the mountains. Lake Ashi, formed in the crater of Mount Hakone, offers scenic cruises on replica pirate ships, and on clear days the view of Mount Fuji rising beyond the lake is spectacular. The Hakone Shrine, with its famous red torii gate standing in the lake, creates another iconic photo opportunity and spiritual experience. The Hakone Ropeway takes you soaring over valleys and ridges to Oakudani, the Great Boiling Valley, where volcanic activity is visible in the form of sulfur vents billowing steam and hot springs bubbling from the ground. The smell of sulfur dioxide is strong here, and on days when volcanic gas levels are high, parts of the area may be closed. The famous black eggs, regular chicken eggs boiled in the hot springs where sulfur turns the shells black, are said to add 7 years to your life for each egg eaten, and while this is obviously legend, they make a fun souvenir and actually taste good with a slightly sulfurous flavor. The Hakone Open Air Museum features over 100 sculptures displayed in beautiful grounds with mountain views, combining art and nature in a uniquely Japanese way. The Picasso Pavilion houses an impressive collection of his works. The Hakone Museum of Art displays Japanese ceramics in buildings surrounded by moss gardens that are particularly stunning during autumn colors. Getting to Hakone from Tokyo using the Otakyu Romance Car, a limited express train with comfortable reserved seating and large windows, is part of the experience, and various combination tickets offer access to all the area's transportation including trains, cable cars, ropeways, and boats. Takayama in the Japanese Alps of central Honshu preserves the atmosphere of Edo period Japan better than almost anywhere else in the country. A beautifully preserved castle town where traditional wooden merchant houses line narrow streets. Sake breweries still operate using centuries-old methods, and morning markets have been held in the same locations for generations. The Old Town, Sanmachi Suji, is a pedestrian-friendly zone of dark wooden buildings with overhanging eaves, latticed windows, and sake barrels marking the breweries where you can sample local varieties. Many of these buildings date back 2 or 3 centuries and now house museums, shops, restaurants, and cafes, but they've maintained their authentic character rather than becoming mere tourist facades. The morning markets, held daily along the Miyajima River and in front of the Takayama Jinya, offer fresh produce, local crafts, and the friendly interaction with vendors that makes Japanese markets so enjoyable. Takayama is famous throughout Japan for its Hita beef, a marbled Wagyu beef that rivals the famous Kobe beef in quality and flavor, and trying it grilled over charcoal or as sushi, where the beef's fat melts on your tongue, is an unforgettable culinary experience. The Takayama Festival, held twice yearly in spring and autumn, is considered one of Japan's 3 most beautiful festivals, featuring elaborate floats decorated with intricate carvings and mechanical puppets that perform on top of the floats, some of these mechanisms dating back centuries. The Takayama Jinya is the only surviving provincial government building from the Edo period in all of Japan, and touring it provides fascinating insights into how the Tokugawa shogunate administered its territories. The nearby Shirakawa-go and Gakuyama villages, easily visited on day trips from Takayama, are UNESCO World Heritage Sites famous for their Gassho's Yukiri farmhouses, thatched roof buildings designed to withstand heavy snow with steeply pitched roofs that resemble hands pressed together in prayer. Some of these farmhouses are over 250 years old, and several operate as Minshuku guest houses, where you can experience traditional rural Japanese life. The villages are particularly magical in winter when heavy snow blankets everything, and the farmhouses look like gingerbread houses from fairy tales, though the special illumination events draw enormous crowds. The Japanese Alps surrounding Takayama offer excellent hiking in summer and skiing in winter, with the Kamakura Valley providing some of the most beautiful alpine scenery in Japan, with crystal-clear rivers, mountain peaks, and hiking trails through primeval forests. Kanazawa on the Japan Sea coast remained largely undiscovered by international tourists until the extension of the bullet train line in 2015 made it easily accessible from Tokyo. But this historic city has long been treasured by Japanese visitors for its beautifully preserved samurai and geisha districts, exceptional gardens, and thriving traditional crafts. Kenrokuen Garden is consistently ranked among the 3 most beautiful gardens in all of Japan, a masterpiece of landscape design created over 2 centuries by the ruling Mita clan. The name means Garden of 6 Sublimities, referring to the 6 essential qualities that make a perfect garden according to Chinese landscape theory: spaciousness, seclusion, artificiality, antiquity, abundant water, and broad views. Walking through Kenrokuen reveals how these principles create different scenes and moods, as the path leads you past ponds with islands and bridges, through groves of trees including the famous Yukitsuri, cone-shaped rope supports that protect tree branches from heavy snow and create iconic winter scenes, past waterfalls and streams, and to viewpoints offering composed vistas. The garden is beautiful in every season but particularly spectacular during cherry blossom time, and when autumn colors transform the maples. The Nagamachi Samurai District preserves the earthen walls and wooden gates of samurai residences, with some houses open to visitors showing how these warrior families lived. The Nomura Samurai House is particularly well preserved with its elegant rooms, hidden chambers, and beautiful small garden. The Higashi-Chiya Geisha District features traditional wooden tea houses where geisha still entertain guests in the evening, and while getting into these exclusive establishments requires connections and significant expense, walking the streets during the day reveals their architectural beauty, and several tea houses operate as museums or cafes during daytime hours. Kanazawa is a center for traditional crafts including Kutaniyaki pottery with its vivid colors and bold designs, gold leaf production where artisans hammer gold into sheets, so thin they're almost transparent, and lacquerware decorated with intricate designs. The 21st Century Museum of Contemporary Art provides an interesting contrast, a circular glass building housing cutting-edge modern art including Leandro Ehrlich's famous swimming pool, where visitors appear to be underwater. Kanazawa's seafood is exceptional, benefiting from the cold waters of the Japan Sea, and the Omicho market offers fresh fish, crab, and other seafood prepared as sushi or sashimi right at the market stalls. Nikko, located in the mountains north of Tokyo, is home to the most lavishly decorated shrine complex in Japan and serves as the final resting place of Tokugawa Ieyasu, the shogun who unified Japan and established the Tokugawa shogunate that ruled for over 250 years. The Tashigu Shrine is an explosion of color, gold leaf, and intricate carving that seems excessive compared to the usual restraint of Japanese religious architecture. But this extravagance was intentional, designed to demonstrate the Tokugawa clan's power and wealth. The Yomamin Gate is the shrine's masterpiece, covered in over 500 carvings of mythical creatures, Chinese sages, and decorative patterns painted in brilliant colors and gilded with gold leaf. You could study this gate for hours and still discover new details. The famous 3 wise monkeys carved above the sacred stable, "Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil," have become iconic symbols recognized worldwide. The sleeping cat carving by legendary sculptor Hidari Jingoro is small and easy to miss, but considered a national treasure. The path through the shrine complex winds up the mountainside through towering Japanese cedar trees, some planted over 400 years ago, creating a cathedral-like atmosphere where dappled light filters through the canopy. The inner shrine, where Tokugawa Ieyasu's remains are enshrined, requires climbing 200 steps but rewards visitors with both the ornate architecture and peaceful forest setting. The Shinkyo Bridge, a red-lacquered wooden bridge spanning the Deiya River, is one of Japan's most photographed bridges and traditionally could only be crossed by the shogun and imperial messengers, though now anyone can cross for a small fee. Nikko's natural surroundings are equally impressive, with Kegon Falls dropping over 300 feet from Lake Chuzenji in a powerful cascade, particularly impressive when spring snowmelt swells the flow or when the surrounding forests blaze with autumn colors. Lake Chuzenji itself, formed by volcanic eruption, sits at over 4,000 feet elevation and offers beautiful scenery, boat cruises, and the lakeside Chuzenji Temple. The Nikko area includes Nikko National Park with numerous hiking trails, hot springs, and the atmospheric Okuniko region where wetlands and mountains create pristine wilderness. The saying in Japanese goes, "Never say Kekko, magnificent until you've seen Nikko," expressing how the area's beauty and cultural treasures exceed expectations. Kamakura, a coastal town just an hour south of Tokyo, served as Japan's political capital from 1185 to 1333, when the Kamakura shogunate ruled the country. And this history left the town with an incredible density of temples and shrines set against a backdrop of forested hills and ocean views. The Great Buddha of Kamakura, a bronze statue over 40 feet tall and weighing nearly 120 tons, sits in the open air at Kato-Kuin Temple, having survived the tsunami that destroyed the temple building around it in the 15th century. The serene expression on the Buddha's face and the statue's imposing size but graceful proportions make it one of Japan's most powerful religious images, and you can even pay a small fee to climb inside the hollow statue to see how it was constructed from bronze plates fitted together. Heistora Temple sits on a hillside overlooking Kamakura and the ocean, its main hall housing a massive gilded wooden statue of Kannon, the goddess of mercy, over 30 feet tall, and said to be carved from the same camphor tree that produced a sister statue in Nara. The temple's gardens, particularly the hydrangea paths that bloom in spectacular blue and purple in June, are beautiful year-round, and the views from the upper levels across Kamakura to the ocean are splendid. Tsurugeaka Hachimengu Shrine, dedicated to Hachiman, the god of warriors, sits at the end of a long approach lined with cherry trees and stone lanterns, and the shrine plays a central role in Kamakura's festivals and spiritual life. The approach from the beach runs perfectly straight for nearly a mile, lined with shops and restaurants. Engakujai Temple, one of Kamakura's most important Zen temples, offers a peaceful retreat with beautiful temple buildings scattered through forested grounds, and attending one of the Zazen meditation sessions open to visitors provides an introduction to Zen practice. The Daibutsu hiking trail connects several of Kamakura's major temples through the forested hills, offering a pleasant hike with views and interesting smaller temples along the way. Kamachidori, Kamakura's main shopping street, is packed with boutiques, craft shops, and restaurants, including numerous shops selling shirasu, tiny white fish that are a Kamakura specialty served on rice bowls or in various preparations. The beaches at Kamakura, particularly Uegahama and Zamokuza, are popular in summer when Tokyo residents flood the coast to escape the city heat. And while they get crowded, they offer a glimpse of Japanese beach culture complete with beach houses serving food and drinks. Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost main island, offers a completely different experience from the rest of the country, with a frontier atmosphere, indigenous Ainu culture, dramatic volcanic landscapes, and some of the best skiing in Asia. Sapporo, Hokkaido's capital and largest city, gained international fame when it hosted the Winter Olympics in 1972, and the city maintains excellent winter sports facilities while also serving as a vibrant urban center. The Sapporo Snow Festival in February transforms the city into a winter wonderland with massive ice and snow sculptures, some over 50 feet tall, carved by teams from around the world. The festival draws millions of visitors, and the sculptures are lit dramatically at night, creating magical scenes. Sapporo is also famous for its beer, with the Sapporo Beer Museum offering tour and tastings in a beautiful brick building from the Meiji era, and for its ramen, particularly miso ramen, which originated here and features rich miso-flavored broth with corn and butter. The Suzukino district offers Hokkaido's most vibrant nightlife with countless restaurants and bars where you can try the island's exceptional seafood, including crab, sea urchin, and salmon roe. The Hokkaido University campus in central Sapporo features beautiful tree-lined paths and historic buildings, particularly stunning when the ginkgo trees turn golden in autumn. Nearby Otaru, a charming port town, preserves buildings from its heyday as a herring fishing and shipping center, with a picturesque canal lined with old warehouses now converted to restaurants and museums. And the town is famous for its glassware and music boxes, with numerous shops showcasing these crafts. The Shakotan Peninsula offers some of Hokkaido's most beautiful coastal scenery, with dramatic cliffs and incredibly clear blue water. The Furano and Biei region in central Hokkaido is famous for lavender fields that bloom in purple waves during July, though the rolling hills patchworked with different crops create colorful landscapes throughout the growing season, and the area has become increasingly popular for photography. Daizatsuzen National Park, Japan's largest national park, protects volcanic peaks, alpine meadows, and vast forests where brown bears roam, offering some of Japan's best wilderness hiking and hot spring experiences in remote mountain lodges. The Shartoko Peninsula, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is one of Japan's wildest places where brown bears outnumber people and drift ice from Siberia reaches the coast in winter, creating unique ecosystems and spectacular scenery. Lake Toya and Lake Shikatsu, both volcanic caldera lakes, offer beautiful scenery, hot spring resorts, and outdoor activities year-round. Okinawa and its surrounding islands at the southern end of Japan feel almost like a different country, with a subtropical climate, distinct culture and history, beautiful coral reefs, and a more relaxed pace of life. Okinawa was an independent kingdom called Ryukyu until the late 19th century when it was annexed by Japan, and this history created a unique culture blending Japanese, Chinese, and Southeast Asian influences. The Battle of Okinawa in 1945 was one of World War II's bloodiest battles, and sites like the Okinawa Peace Memorial Park and the underground former Japanese Imperial Navy headquarters serve as somber reminders of the battle that killed over 200,000 people. Today, Okinawa is better known for its beaches, diving, unique cuisine, and the longevity of its residents, who have some of the longest life expectancies in the world. Often attributed to diet, active lifestyle, and strong community bonds, Shiri Castle in Naha, the capital, was the palace of the Ryukyu Kingdom, though the current structures are reconstructions after the original was destroyed in World War II, and sadly the main hall burned again in 2019 and is currently being rebuilt. The castle's distinctive vermilion color and Chinese-influenced architecture reflect Ryuka's historical ties to China. Kukyasadari, Naha's main street, buzzes with shops, restaurants, and energy, offering everything from traditional crafts to modern fashion. The Mikushi Public Market provides an authentic local experience where you can buy fresh seafood on the ground floor and have it prepared in restaurants on the upper floor. Okinawan cuisine is unique, featuring dishes like goya champura, a stir-fry with bitter melon, taco rice that shows American military influence, and Okinawa soba despite the name made with wheat noodles rather than buckwheat. The islands surrounding Okinawa main island offer even more pristine nature and relaxation. Ashigaki Island serves as the gateway to the Yaeyama Islands with beautiful beaches, Japan's best coral reefs for diving and snorkeling, and Kabura Bay's emerald waters so clear and beautiful that swimming is prohibited to preserve them, though glass-bottom boats offer views of the underwater world. Takayama Island preserves traditional Ryuka village atmosphere with coral walls, red-tiled roofs, and water buffalo carts carrying visitors along sandy streets. Urpamut Island is mostly covered in jungle and mangrove forests, offering kayaking, waterfall hikes, and chances to see unique wildlife including the Urpamut cat, an endangered wildcat found nowhere else. Nagano Prefecture in the Japan Alps hosted the Winter Olympics in 1998 and offers exceptional skiing, beautiful mountain scenery, and interesting cultural sites including snow monkeys bathing in hot springs. The Jugakidani Monkey Park protects Japanese macaques that have learned to bathe in the natural hot springs to stay warm during Nagano's cold winters, and watching these monkeys relaxing in the steaming water with snow on their heads and utterly content expressions is one of Japan's most charming wildlife experiences. The monkeys are wild but habituated to human observers, and photographers come from around the world to capture images of them. The park requires a pleasant 30-minute walk through the forest to reach, adding to the sense of discovering something special. Matsumoto Castle is one of Japan's finest original castles, meaning it survived the wars and fires that destroyed most Japanese castles, with a beautiful black exterior that earned it the nickname Crow Castle. The castle dates from the late 16th century, and climbing the steep stairs inside reveals the defensive features and provides views from the top floor. The surrounding moat and park with the Japan Alps in the background create stunning photo opportunities, particularly during cherry blossom season. Nagano City itself grew around Zunkaja Temple, an important pilgrimage site for over 1,400 years that welcomes visitors of all Buddhist sects and none. Unusual in Japan, where many temples belong to specific Buddhist schools. The approach to the temple through the traditional Nekama's shopping street maintains an atmosphere of pilgrimage and devotion. The Nagano region has numerous ski resorts with excellent snow quality, including Hakone, which hosted several Olympic events, and offers terrain for all abilities with views of the northern Japan Alps. The Kamakura Valley in summer offers spectacular alpine hiking with pristine rivers, dramatic peaks, and mountain lodges providing bases for longer treks. The Kuza Valley preserves sections of the Nakasunda Trail, the old road that connected Tokyo and Kyoto during the Edo period, and walking between post towns like Magum and Sumaga through forested mountains provides a glimpse of how travelers experienced Japan centuries ago. Naoshima and the surrounding art islands in the Suta Inland Sea have transformed from declining fishing communities into an international contemporary art destination through the vision of the Bunus Corporation and architect Tada Unda. Naoshima Island hosts several world-class museums, including the Chucha Art Museum, built mostly underground into a hillside with rooms designed specifically for works by Cluda Mana, James Tull, and Walter da Maria, lit entirely by natural light filtering through geometric openings. The experience of viewing Manus water lilies in a space designed by Unda with light constantly shifting is transcendent. The Bunus House Museum combines hotel and museum with contemporary art throughout the building and grounds, including works by major international artists integrated into the natural setting. The Art House project converted 7 abandoned houses in Naoshima's old village into site-specific art installations by different artists, with James Tull's Monomudkra providing a profound experience of light and perception, as you sit in absolute darkness for 10 minutes before subtle light slowly reveals the space. Ya Kyasama's yellow pumpkin sculpture on a pier has become Naoshima's icon, though a similar red pumpkin sits at another location. The island is small enough to explore by bicycle, and riding between art sites through small villages and along the coast is pleasant. Tashima Island nearby features the Tashima Art Museum, a stunning concrete shell designed by architect Rya Nishizawa that sits on a hillside overlooking the inland sea, with openings in the ceiling allowing wind, light, and sound to enter the meditative space where water droplets mysteriously appear and roll across the floor as part of Run Nutta's artwork. Miyajima Island transformed an abandoned copper refinery into an art museum and gallery using sustainable architecture and solar power. Visiting these art islands requires planning around ferry schedules and dedicating at least one full day, ideally more, but offers experiences unlike anywhere else in Japan where contemporary art, architecture, and island life create something uniquely compelling. As our extraordinary journey through Japan comes to a close, I hope you've experienced even a glimpse of what makes this country so endlessly fascinating and deeply moving. We've explored the iconic perfect cone of Mount Fuji rising in sacred majesty, wandered through 1,000 years of history in Kyoto's temples and gardens, experienced the incredible energy and contrasts of Tokyo, where tradition and innovation coexist seamlessly, reflected on peace and resilience in Hiroshima, encountered friendly deer in ancient Nara, savored Osaka's incredible food culture, soaked in volcanic hot springs while gazing at mountain views, discovered beautifully preserved historic towns in the Japanese Alps, explored contemporary art on sleepy islands, skied Hokkaido's powder snow, and relaxed on Okinawa's subtropical beaches. Japan offers such incredible diversity compressed into these islands, from cutting-edge technology to traditions preserved unchanged for centuries, from volcanic landscapes to carefully composed gardens where every element has meaning, from the chaos of Shibuya crossing to the profound silence of a temple at dawn. If you loved Mount Fuji's perfect symmetry, the thousands of temples in Kyoto, Tokyo's incredible energy, the peaceful deer of Nara, or any of the countless wonders we've discovered together today, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more incredible travel documentaries. And if Japan's combination of ancient tradition, natural beauty, and modern innovation captured your imagination, you're going to love our next video on the wonders of Japan, the hidden places no one talks about, where we'll venture beyond the famous destinations to explore the sacred pilgrimage trails of the Kamakura through ancient forests, the remote Aya Valley with its dramatic gorges and vine bridges, the traditional onsen towns of Kanazawa and Kirikawa, where time seems to have stopped, the mystical floating shrines of Matsushima Bay, the art islands we only glimpsed, and countless other treasures that even many Japanese people haven't discovered. We'll take you deeper into Japan's soul, to places where tourists rarely venture, and where the authentic spirit of Japan reveals itself in unexpected ways. Click the link in the description or the card on your screen to continue your journey with us through Japan's hidden wonders. Have you been to Japan? Which of these destinations spoke to your soul? Are you dreaming of watching sunrise from Mount Fuji's summit, meditating in a Kyoto temple garden, soaking in an outdoor onsen surrounded by snow, or watching snow monkeys relax in hot springs? Maybe you've already experienced the magic of cherry blossom season or the incredible food culture. We'd love to hear your Japan stories, and which hidden corners you discovered in the comments below. So share your experiences with our community of fellow travelers who appreciate this remarkable country. Until next time, keep wandering, stay curious, and may your travels be filled with moments of wonder, cultural discoveries, and the profound beauty that comes from experiencing how others live and see the world. Arigato gozaimasu, and we'll see you exploring Japan's hidden treasures.